man. This is crazy, man. This is awesome.
All right. Let's see here. It looks like, let's see here. Done redirecting. It looks like we are live.
Okay.
All right. What's going on? Glendon out of New Jersey. Welcome to the
Yes.
Chris Monroe Show. How are you today?
I'm doing very well, my man. Thanks for having me on. It's an honor
Uh,
and a pleasure to be here, man. Just been very excited about all this.
I know that's right. Let me, I think I got to mute something.
Sure.
Nope. All right. Look like we're good. All right. So you just did your first wholesale deal out of New Jersey. 1 second here. I got some feedback. What is this going on my computer here? Is that my computer doing it?
Yeah, I think so. I was like, I'm making sure it's not mine.
All right, mute that. How am I playing something from earlier? That's weird. I hope that doesn't go on a thing like that. But nevertheless, sorry about that. Hopefully we got the I don't know why that's doing that. Turn off. I don't see anything. I just hear it. All right. So what so you say you're in the New Jersey market, huh?
Yes, in the New Jersey market. And it's kind of crazy because I've only lived here for about not even 2 years. So I don't really know I pretty much stick to my roots, you know what I mean?
Right,
like
right.
My normal ways to get here and there. But yeah, man, just getting out of my comfort zone in all ways. And it's been cool. It's been cool these last I'd say 3 weeks.
So what were you doing prior to getting into real estate? What was your regular job before you found out that real estate was some money to be made in it?
Well, I actually was a part of a management training company. So I worked for a marketing firm called Signature. And pretty much what they did is they represent really, good companies, Fortune 500, Fortune 15 companies. Verizon, Fios is one of them. And long story short, we would go door to door every day and get sales. And, the people that, did well and got a lot of sales and things like that would build up their team. And then you can build up a big enough team and your team started doing enough sales and they would actually invest in you and give you your own office and all those sort of things. So
you've been working in sales already. So transitioning over was pretty easy for you.
Yeah, I guess in a sense. For me, like I knew I would be able to communicate with people. I guess I just always thought there was going to be like that instance where someone was going to call me out for not knowing something or, you know what I mean? Like you just don't know. So
it's kind of that fear. They're like, oh, you might mess up and we're going to mess up. It's part of life. We can't be afraid of that, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's how you have to look at it. You can't be afraid to mess up. You can't be afraid to fail. I mean, honestly, like what's going to happen? And literally crazy. Like I closed this deal, first deal, $5,000. I just tied up a package deal today. I've got some buyers that are specifically looking for package deals in the Camden, New Jersey area. It's pretty much like the Philly market right outside of Philly, South Jersey. And I tied this deal up for, it's one building is a multifamily duplex. So, but it has the capacity to be either 4-bedroom, 2-bath or 2-bedroom, 1-bath.
So somebody can do some renovations to it. So before I get into that one, let me ask you this, Glendon. What was it that made you come across the real estate? Who did you come across? Anybody online, or were you just researching, or were you just like, man, I want to do something different? Where did you find out about wholesaling?
Oh yeah, well for sure. All right, well first off, so I was doing pretty good, like going door to door, right? Getting the sales and everything, and it was cool. But man, I was working like 70 hours a week. I would start to train some people, put a whole bunch of time and effort into them, and they would just quit, drop off like it was nothing. And it was, it's New Jersey, so it gets cold out here. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to be going door to door outside in the cold, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just started pretty much, looking for ways to make money elsewhere. Not really like online or anything, but just how to make money on my own, like acquire a skill. And I think the first person I really came across that put it in a way that kind of made me believe was Jay Morrison. Because in one of his videos, he straight up said, he was like, you don't have to be licensed. He had a 16-year-old could do it. And like when he said that, I was just like,
yeah,
just like triggered something. And I was like, okay, so it's wholesale. So then I started digging a little deeper, and I didn't really watch too many more Jay Morrison videos. I actually stumbled upon, of course, Max Maxwell, and
right.
and then I stumbled upon this younger dude from California named Devin Canup,
Oh,
and
okay.
he his videos, because I guess he was kind of in the growing stage as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was just a little bit more relatable for me, and I pretty much followed his blueprint step by step. Except he does a
So
lot
this
of
person you
mailings.
learned from out in California, were they doing virtual wholesaling or were they doing like going door to door, kind of like meeting people and stuff? What were they doing?
Yeah, they're like meeting people. He's going out meeting people. He's from California. At least as far as I know, maybe he could be doing virtual wholesaling. I think he's from Idaho actually, but he was going to school in California. That's what it was. I
Mm.
think he's actually like back in Idaho or something, and he's like wholesaling in Idaho. But I think he does like the door to door method, which is what I do. I wouldn't say door to door per se. I cold call. Um, and I've acquired some sniper ninja tactics to where I don't skip tracing for the extra low. Um, it's just been
So,
great, man.
so once you learn those little tricks and stuff, you're like, oh man, I can do this. This is anybody. They said a 16-year-old can do it. I know I can handle it.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
that's actually one of the first people I saw as well was Max Maxwell. I had fell asleep and woke up. I was listening to some motivational videos, business stuff or whatever. I fell asleep and woke up, and the dude came over with a big beard named Max Maxwell talking real estate. I was like, what the hell? Oh,
Yep.
no, what's going on? Let me in this game. So they making money out here talking this real estate talk. You don't need no license,
Yeah.
like you say. I said, oh, man, this got to be something that that makes a difference. And a lot of people feel like they gotta go get a license, they gotta go do this stuff, I gotta go get the
Right.
perfect business card, I gotta go get the perfect stuff. What kind of advice would you give a person that's just thinking about starting in wholesaling or getting into real estate overall?
What kind of device, man? I would take them to go see the Wizard of Oz, get them a heart and some courage. That's all. Like you just need like a drive. You know what I mean? Like you just need to want it, honestly. But no, if I had to give them one device, I would have to go with the cell phone, because you really can do this with a cell phone only. I mean, I have a laptop here, but when I was first starting, I said, like that was a long time ago. It was like a month ago. I learned so much, but when I was first starting, it was just all cell phone. And just to kind of jump back to Max Maxwell, I had went through a stage. It was like 3 weeks, right, where I was just like YouTube University, just studying everything. Hadn't taken any real action yet. And Max Maxwell had actually did like a mock, a mock walkthrough with the seller in the
Mm-hmm.
home, like in front of like a bunch of people, and what he said, and when he did that, that like really gave me the confidence to like take action. Like after I saw that video with that mock seller interaction, um,
It gave
that
you that
that really,
courage.
yeah, that gave me that courage, man. And I just my deal was crazy, man. My deal was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
Go
that's what I
ahead.
want to say. Yeah, go ahead and give me a walkthrough of how the deal happened. I know you said you got it on your first cold call. Like, how did it walk me through the deal? How did you find it? How did you get it locked up? How did you know what to do? Give me an overview of how that went down.
Yeah, for sure. So, kind of combining both, Devin Canup and Max Maxwell's knowledge, right? I One of Devin Canup's strategies is he's like, man, just go on Craigslist and call people that are trying to sell their homes. Go on the for sale by owner, and just call them just to practice. You know what I mean? Just to kind of, practice. And so I'm going to go on here just to practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very first phone call. Uh, I talked to the guy. He had his house for sale. He was originally asking 48,000. He had literally put it up an hour prior to me calling him. It had only been up for an hour.
Mm.
And long story short, he's an absentee owner. So the great aunt lived in the house, passed away. He was heired the home. He lived in Cincinnati, younger
Mm.
guy. Didn't want anything to do with the home. So, and the home was in nice condition. I mean, like brand new roof, already renovated,
Mm.
everything. So, he wanted 48,000. I talked to him. So I hit him with the line, right? And I learned this from Devin Knupp too. And it said every time I said, if I were to pay cash, close quickly, and you didn't have to worry about a broker fee, what would be the lowest you'd be willing to go as far as what your asking price? Off the bat, he said, man, if we could do that, I'll take 10 grand off. So now
Nice.
we're from 48 to 38.
Now we're talking.
Right? So I said, okay, I'm gonna go out, see the property, take some pictures, because they didn't have a lot of pictures up online. When I went in here, man, the house was built in 1925, still had the original hardwood floors. They were immaculate. It was like a blast from the past, but all your majors were brand new, major systems. So all brand new central heating and air conditioning, brand new roof. It was like less than a month old, nice overhang. Like now I know what all this stuff is. I didn't know what none of this was a month ago. So 38,000, I check out the house, I leave the house, I call him as soon as I get back in the car. And I was like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and lock this thing up. He was like, man, I talked to my wife. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do 38,000. We've been paying taxes on it at valued at 42,000. So we at least want to make 42,000. So I had already checked out some comps in the area on the lower end. Were 90,000. One had just sold like 18 days ago for 111. So,
wow.
Of course, I just said 90,000 for my comp or for my ARV. And and then so I said, okay, I'll lock it up for 42. Right? Fair is fair. I want everybody to be happy and cool. And now we're like good friends now, man. But so I couldn't get it off for the longest. I at least what I felt was long. I was like, man, I should be able to get this deal off because of the condition of the house and everything. Great pictures. So I listed it, or I guess posted it online. I didn't have any cash buyers or anything. And I didn't spend a dime on marketing. No bandit signs, no nothing. I didn't spend a dime. Not a dime.
Dang, that lets you know that it could be done. So what did you do to send it out to find or locate a buyer? What marketing channels were you using for that?
So at first, I was like, just using like the Facebook marketplace and then hitting up different, investor forums and, investor groups online and in social media groups. And that was getting me a lot of tire kickers, man. I found myself, I was driving back and forth to this property a lot, showing it for a lot of people that was kind of BSing. So just kept digging and just kept searching for more information, discovered a sniper ninja trick. So a lot of landlords, or at least a lot of the good landlords, Section 8 kind of has like a negative connotation on it to regular people, but to landlords, Section 8 is a beautiful thing because the last thing they want to do is chase their people down every month for the rent money. Exactly. Section 8 pays every day on the 25th, you get your money, right? So, or, however it's set up for you. But so I went to gosection8.com. This is a golden nugget, guys. Gosection8.com. And you just got to think, if you're a landlord and you're trying to sell your property and you want Section 8 tenants, you're not going to make people jump through hoops to locate you. So the numbers are right on there. Sometimes it'll actually have an individual specific name. Sometimes I might say, like A&R property management or whatever. Call them up, leave a message if you have to, talk to somebody. Hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm a real estate investor in the area. I come across great deals off market, usually about 50 to 70 cents on the dollar. Was hoping you want to take a look at some of my deals. And of course, they're going to say yes 9 times out of 10. The only reason they would say no is if they're going through issues where they have like bad tenants, something like that, and they might be wanting to sell. So then you got to kind of know how to flip it. Well, are you looking to get rid of any properties since you don't want to add any to your portfolio? And so a potential cash buyer could turn into a seller real fast too. And so now I have 3 other deals under contract.
That's how it works.
Yeah,
it's like something similar happened to me. I actually was looking to sell one of my deals. I contacted some people on gosection8.com and I ended up finding another deal from them. They had a 4-family they were trying to get rid of. I said, damn, they were so happy with how my layout was. They was like, yeah, don't you want to buy this one too? I was like, well, yeah. He's like, well, at least can you sell it for us? I'm like, I can't sell it for you, but I'll buy it. And we'll make it happen. How about that? Because I don't have a license either. Full disclosure.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
So how much were you sending out this property for that you had locked up for 42,000?
It was such a great rare property, and I know the area, so I was sending it out for 55.
55.
Still
Okay.
great deal. ARV at 90, so you got 35,000 in equity tied up in the house.
Right out the gate.
Yep, right out the gate. I like 2.5 weeks passed. Nobody was really like putting in any real offers. I kept getting low ball offers,
And other wholesalers, like, right?
Yeah, exactly. Other wholesalers, I was getting a 35,000. I was like, if you just walk through this property,
right,
so it was crazy. So go section8.com, and long story short, man, I stumbled across the big bad wolves of Camden. These guys, two dudes, younger guys playing with big bread. They buy the most houses in Camden. There's really only about 4 major players. And even the other 3 major players, because I now know them too. They're in my cash wow. too. They know that they're the big bad players. And the cool thing about it is like the big bad players, Tom and Bill, they really like me. Like I say, like my energy, everything. So they gave me a key to their office. They said anytime if I want to bring any sellers or buyers to their office, if I ever need to show proof of funds, which I never would. Funny story about that too, by the way. Proof of funds. Perception is everything, man. Perception is everything. So literally yesterday, I was looking at a property. I was in there with the owner, and there were 2 other dudes in there looking at it as well. Now, not like you got to be in a suit or anything all the time like that, right? But I was dressed proper, right? These other dudes were in like hoodies, flip flops, cargo shorts, and it's cold outside. How you gonna be in flip flops? But anyway, that's another side note. And so they were asking about the price and things like that. And I've kind of learned that you don't really do that in front of other potential buyers anyway.
Right.
So the owner, I guess, maybe got annoyed. He was like, well, we'll talk about later. I'm gonna need to see proof of funds and everything, right? And then he looked at me and he was just like, "You're all right." That's literally what he said.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, all right, cool.
And people get a vibe off that. They can feel the energy. If you go in with confidence, like I'm here to do business, I'm not playing around, I'm not here to, joke around and none of that. I'm here to, conduct business, and they can feel that, and they're going to work with you.
Absolutely, man. And so, it's just been a great ride so far, man. I had it online, Craigslist, all the, the free platforms pretty much for 55, was getting no hits. Message Devin Canup, man. He's a real dude. He messaged me back in less than 10 minutes. And he was like, yeah, man. He was like, just lower the price, try to get everybody in there at once, and then drive the price up. So I dropped it from 55 to 45. And then got them all in there. The big bad players, they put in an offer for 45. I said, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. I'm gonna need at least 47 because I wanted to make $5,000 on this, right?
Yeah.
And then what was so crazy and how I know they're good buyers? They asked me, they were like, okay, is 47 gonna take care of you? Like I could have been like, really, man, I need 50, and they would have been like, okay, cool. Like they just really want to take care of me, man.
That's good. I mean, that's a good thing. You got to have some good people with good business sense. They want, everybody want to eat off the thing, but some people just get so greedy, or they just have this thing, and it's good that people, some people actually want to do the right thing and make sure you're taken care of.
Absolutely, man. And so it's just been a blessing, to be honest with you. And so like my fiance, she was like, you should have told him 50. And I was like, nah. I was like, because we're getting ready to lock up this multi-unit that I was telling you guys about. That's what they're interested in. And here I am 3 days later with a nice already renovated multi-unit for the low.
Wow.
Yep.
So building those long-term relationships actually are better for you in the long run versus trying to get an extra $100 here and squeeze a little juice out of people. I tell people that all the time. Don't be so greedy. If you made something, make it and keep it moving. I'd rather have that long-term relationship with some people we can do business with and make plenty of money versus one little check.
Absolutely. And so we're going to be we're going to be closing on the multi-unit deal on the 20th. And so literally within less than 40 days, so I just made 5,000 on the the deals in my head I go are by the address, so I want to say like on the 321 Camden Street deal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. So I just made $5,000 on that, and then when we close on this, I'll make 21,000 on this because it's a package deal. So I've made $26,000 in about a month.
Wow, and it happens that quick.
That is life changing. Like,
right.
So we're going from renters to being owners now.
Exactly. It's a life-changing thing. So it's a shift. It's a whole mindset shift. When you got money and you're like, man, I ain't got to worry about the next bill. I ain't got to think about that stuff. Do you know the freedom that is? I mean, that's just the feeling. I love it.
Man, we paying stuff off. It's not like we had a whole bunch of debt anyway, but now we're like, man, we getting ready to buy a house. We're going to put $100,000 down. Like,
wow. Big baller alert.
Yes.
So are you going to keep it as are you going to keep conducting it as a business or as a side hustle, or what's your plans going toward the future?
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. And I don't know if maybe like I got to not get spoiled because I feel like it was too easy. Like it was just too easy. Like I realistically had probably put a combined less than 20 hours, man, probably combined 16 hours over the long haul of things. On the computer. I mean, I wake up, I kind of dilly-dally around, I mean, I drink my coffee, we have kids. So, I'd mess around with them, get them off to school. It's honestly, it's been great, man. Like, so right. I've been kind of treating it like a side hustle, but I'm getting full-time results. So, I mean, if things change, I mean, I work hard, like I said, I would put 70 hours in at the marketing firm on my feet, going door to door and the snow and everything. So,
but do you think that was a good thing by going through those, going through a sales process with another company, learning some tactics, getting your confidence up? Is that a good thing that helped you as far as, negotiating deals and making deals with the real estate?
I'll be honest with you. I learned so much with that, with the management company. And, most people would kind of look at, door-to-door sales, and they would kind of frown their nose on it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing better than knowing that you can hold yourself accountable to make a certain amount of money each week or each day, and you are in control of that. I learned so much really like about belief, and like I don't know if you've heard of a thing called like the belief circle, where it starts with you start with the result that you want, right? And then from that you have the potential, and then you have the action that you'll take, and then the belief, and it's a circle, right? And it can work both ways. It can work positively or negatively. Like if you really believe that you can achieve that dream, then you'll take more action. Therefore, the potential is greater, right? And it's a circle. Also, too, like there were people that would come into the management training company and they would look at it like, oh, door to door, they would have all these negative connotations about it. And so their belief was low. Therefore, the action that they took was low, the potential, making the potential low. And then it was a revolving circle. So then it reinforced that belief, like, oh, this doesn't work or blah, blah, blah. Right. So it can kind of go in both directions. And man, if it wasn't for that sales job, I wouldn't have the confidence to do this.
And I know it makes a difference. A lot of people feel like sales is not that good. I need to go get a regular job. And I'm like, man, you better get some skills out here in these streets, because that stuff is lifelong stuff that you could take with you forever. And you'll always eat. You'll never be starving. Just like for me, I have a store. So I have like a furniture, collectibles, and antique store here in St. Louis. So, selling is easier for me because that's what I've been doing for a while. So shifting it over to real estate was like, what? I could sell TVs and furniture and living room sets and all this crap. I could flip some real estate. This is just paperwork. Absolutely. Oh man, sign me up.
Absolutely.
So that's how I was able to knock out. I just started myself in August of 2018. I closed 8 wholesale deals. Yeah, I closed 8 wholesale deals and 2 subject to deals already. And that's 10 deals already under my belt that quick.
Hey, can you kind of run through one of your subject twos? Like how did it go? Because I'm learning now more about subject twos, and I'm kind of starting to get into pre-foreclosures too, because a lot of people don't want to do them, which means there's a lot of opportunity. For a subject two,
I mean, it's more so just a more advanced strategy. I mean, it's just a few more steps, a few more documents. I wouldn't suggest anybody just coming off the street, I'm gonna go in and do subject twos and don't know what they're doing. I would say take the time to learn how to do it, how to structure it, because you got to do it in a certain way that makes it make sense for the due on sale clause to be avoided and things like that. Because, you know, every loan that's out with the bank has these due on sale clause that says if you sell the house, we want to accelerate the payments. We want our full payment right now. But there's some strategies you can do to avoid that and basically keep that debt in the seller's name. You make the payments, you get the house, the deed is deeded over to you. It's your house, and they just keep that loan in their name, and you make the payments. So,
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of the most powerful ways to acquire real estate, and
Wow.
a lot of people want to learn it. And I say
Because
that's
most
what you
people
got to do.
have a note. Most
Yeah,
people have some sort of lien on the property. So, or not lien, but a note on the property. So, um, you're just opening up you're broadening your opportunity.
yeah, it's just a better exit strategy because every deal you come across, especially when you start marketing, doing your cold calling or whatever kind of marketing you do, you're going to come across people that want to sell, but they're not going to fit into a wholesale, a Mayo formula. It's just not going to work. The numbers aren't there. But the deals with no money in them are the deals where more money's in if you know what to do with it. Like the first one I did, I got a $20,000 non-refundable on the first deal I did on a house that made no sense as a wholesale deal. So,
Wow.
and I still get a passive cash flow, and I'll get cashed out on the back end whenever they cash it out because I sold it on a lease purchase or a rent to own type deal. And you know, the people that live in the house, the tenant buyers, they're responsible for 100% of the maintenance and repairs of the house. So I mean, with that type of stuff there, that just gets rid of all the old school rental type things. I don't see why anybody's doing traditional rentals anymore. It doesn't make sense because you get so many headaches and things unless you're doing like apartment complexes or something like that. But as
Yeah.
far as single family, it's not really worth it. The numbers aren't there to me, you know, just outside looking in. Plus, I'm not that handy anyway. I don't fix things, or I'm not
Me
good at
either.
swinging a hammer. So I'm not going to
Nope.
fake it like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go fix this and tweak on that. I'm not going to be able to do that. So that's all on you, seller. I'll send somebody there if I need to, but you know, I prefer to leave that all on the tenant buyer to deal with.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So it's a
That's crazy,
powerful
man.
thing.
Yeah, and that's really what actually brought me to you, man, because I think it was the wholesaling elite group. But you post on there, you're active on there, man, and you post some good gold nuggets in there. One of the main things that you said was that one of the deals that you closed, I think you made like 23,000 or something on
Yeah.
it. You was like if you were one of these one trick pony wholesalers, you wouldn't have been able to close that deal, man. And I was like, oh, this dude right here, because I don't want to be a one trick pony wholesaler. So
Plus, everybody's trying to wholesale now, which is nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of money out here, but why would I want to put myself in a box where I can only do this one thing? I want to
right
be able to help whoever comes my way. And it's not about me making money on it. It's about me really helping people. When you help people, the money's going to come anyway.
now, do you like, because I've heard of that strategy too, like the whole rent to own strategy and everything. Um, do you? I mean, it's kind of about to ask you. You say you just started in August, but like, do you teach or anything, or have you shown anybody how to do that?
Yeah, I
Is
have
that
a
something you
couple of
thought about?
students. Yeah, I have a couple of students that I help with, help them with their deal as they're going through it and things like that. An inner circle, a little program I got put together for people that want to, do things. And, whatever I come across, I'm going to share with you. You know what I mean? Just to
Yeah,
try to help you out. Because, I try to be, when you surround yourself like minds that are all around that are doing the same type of stuff, steel sharpens steel, but you can't get sharp hanging around butter knife people. So you want to
right.
hang around some good, strong mental people that'll get your mind together and help you get, move up as well.
Absolutely, absolutely, for
All right,
sure.
Glendon. And so how can people connect with you outside if they wanted to touch base with you, pick your brain? I don't know. People want to pick people's brains all the time now. I know that's not
Yeah,
a regular thing. How do they
absolutely,
contact you
absolutely.
on social media?
Sure. So, pretty active on Instagram. It's my first name, Glennon. So that's GLENNON Junior. So not spelled out. So just JR. So Glennon Junior. Uh, that's my Instagram. You can hit me up on Facebook. My name is Glennon Crowell Jr. I think me and Chris, we follow each other now too. So you can find me through him if that's easier as well too. I have posted a few things in the wholesaling elite group, so if you guys are in that group, you probably see some of my stuff on the timeline there. Go ahead and hit me up. Also, you guys go ahead and straight up give me a call, man. I'm old school. You know what I mean? I'm old school. I like to just talk because what I can say in 30 seconds might take me a whole 5 minutes to text or something. So
Right.
go ahead and give me a call. My number is 646-320-5788. And I look forward to hearing from anybody, man. Any sort of questions, any suggestions, JVing if it makes sense. One thing I will say about the JVing, man, because I've had, some wholesalers hit me up and they're like, "You want a JV?" And I was like, "Well, if it makes sense to do so, like, do you have a buyer? Like, you ready? Like, what's going on?
Is it a deal?
Is it a deal? Yeah, like, so just make sure, like, JVing is. I get the feeling that some of the like younger wholesalers think it's like cool to want to team up with somebody or something or partner up. If you don't need
that money too, though.
You need to split it.
Yeah, you cutting your profits in half for no reason sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of times for no reason. When it's like, you can get your own buyers. They're not hard. That GoSection8.com nugget is really will get you on the right path. We'll get you on the right path and go to RIA meetings. I went to my first RIA meeting. I went. What's today? Friday? Yeah, Monday. I went to my first RIA meeting on Monday. Even though I mainly focus in South Jersey, I went to the Philadelphia RIA meeting because it's just a bigger market. Lo and behold, ran into plenty of other South Jersey cash buyers. Ran into some great hard money lenders. Some private lenders were there. Some general contractors were there that are reputable. So I'm like well on my way, I feel like.
So you say your network is your network.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, and to speak to that happened to me as well. I went to a meeting back in August when I first started, met a bunch of buyers, network. Yeah, I'm doing some wholesaling. And that was one of the persons who just bought the last wholesale deal I did. Wow. I sent it out. I made a quick $10,000 from 2 hours worth of work. Every deal ain't like that, but when you got that network already built and I got buyers on deck ready to go, It was easy. I sent it to them. I got under contract for 60, sold it to them for 70. I make quick 10K. And it was, I wish all the deals were that easy, but I mean, when you got people on your call list already ready to go, it makes it that much easier.
Absolutely. One thing I will say that was kind of crazy about my deal. So when I did finally find my cash buyer, right? And I sent him my assignment agreement. Then they called me and they said, because come to find out, even though they're cash buyers, they use like another like financial company of some sort that like what they'll do is they'll go out and appraise the property. And like, let's say they agreed to take it off me for, let's say 50,000, right? And so their other financial companies appraisal will maybe come back and say, no, they think the property is only worth 30,000. So then they'll give my cash buyers 30,000, and then my cash buyers only have to put up the additional 20. So because they buy so many properties, it's just a way for them to be able to, acquire properties that happen to use 100% of their own cash flow. And so when I sent him my assignment agreement, he actually had called me and he was like, "Hey man, yeah, we have a process of doing things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just send a purchase agreement to the homeowner for the amount that includes my fee, and then just pay me from the HUD." And so at first I was like, well, how am I protected on that? You know what I mean? And then he said, well, they would agree to show me the HUD first. So, I mean, that would do it right there. But then also he said so I felt secure, he would put that I'm getting paid from the HUD in the purchase agreement that he's sending to the seller. So it was just really different. So there was no assignment.
As long as the seller is okay with it, I mean, I guess, but as long as they okay, I'd be scared doing that type of stuff. I'd be like, I don't know. That's kind of itchy. Because if they say, "Oh, you making what? You're making money on my deal? Oh no, we gotta get that price up now."
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening. But the seller, like I said, knew from the beginning that I was a real estate investor. So, and my buyers were cool. They actually sent me the agreement first, and then I sent it to the seller. So it wasn't like it was coming directly from buyer to seller or anything like that. But yeah, so I pretty much just told my seller that, because he thought I was the buyer originally. So I said, yeah. So I said, I actually have another group of investors that I work with that are going to take the property. So I said, you're still going to get it for your 42,000. I'm just going to collect pretty much a finder's fee, if you will. I try to put it in dummy terms for him. You know what I mean? I know what an assignment fee is. Finder's fee. And he was totally cool with it. You know,
Well, at
he's
least
totally cool.
that's what it's all about. If once you built that rapport with the seller, they'll move mountains for you. That's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, he was still getting his money regardless. He was glad that he was getting it. I mean, just look at it from his perspective. He put his thing up on Craigslist and in an hour pretty much had it under contract.
Right, right. All right. Got a couple more questions for you before we get out of here. I wanted to ask you, what are you going to be doing going forward as far as your marketing? Are you going to continue with the cold calling, or are you moving on into getting VAs or doing something different? What is your strategy going forward?
So I want to make sure, I mean, because I feel like talking to people is like a natural thing for me. It's not, you know what I mean? And I feel like I probably kind of have an easier time, building rapport with some people. So I want to create something that is duplicatable that I know will get results before I start bringing VAs on board. Because just like Max Maxwell says all the time, you can easily train chaos, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to almost have like a pinpoint script, and I pretty much do. But that's going to be the next step. I mean, for right now, I'm a one-man show. I'm building capital. I want to save up. I mean, at this rate, man, if I can continue to make, 40, 50K a month, then, I want to save up about $500,000 within a year or so. And probably from that point is when I'll bring on VAs. If I can do that all by myself for about a year, then that's ideally would be the goal. Then I'll bring on a couple VAs, one to just cold call, because that is my main method. I am going to adopt direct mail also too.
Uh-oh, bring a good wallet with you.
Oh, is it expensive? Like crazy?
Hell
Expensive?
yeah, that mail is the most expensive thing you can do. That.
Really?
I mean, then that
You think
response
it's
rate.
worth
I mean,
it?
not to say not to do it. Some people
No.
will do it
What
well, but I wouldn't
what do you
suggest
think?
anybody to do it.
Which method do you use? That's the thing. I'm always learning too.
Oh yeah, no problem. So I do have a VA. I had two of them. One of them quit after I did all that training, got them all ready to go. They quit on me. I'm like, how the hell they do that? But I still got one good strong VA that does cold calling for me. I do my ringless voicemails. I also do a little bit of text message blast. And I do a little bit of driving for dollars through Deal Machine app. Have you heard of that?
Yes, I
Yeah,
have.
so Deal Machine app where you can go around, take the picture of the house and you can look up all the information right there on your phone. And it works good. And for anybody who does not have Deal Machine, that thing is great, man. Because I got a deal for $6,000 off of that app. One deal,
Wow.
real quick. The first month I was using it. And so if you don't have Deal Machine, I would say go get that app and put in the keyword woke, WOKE, and you'll get free credit so you can try it out. It's a 14-day free trial. You just go to Deal Machine app on your Google Play or your iPhone store and enter that keyword woke, and you'll get some free credits. And it actually works.
Stay woke out here, y'all.
You know it.
Yes.
That's why I said, man, shoot. I wish I'd have thought of that app. They getting paid like a mug, but it is how the game.
Yeah, I haven't. I've heard of it, but I haven't adapted it yet. So I think I'm gonna jump on board with that because that sounds great. Because I do drive for dollars as well. That was actually so when I very first started taking action. The first thing that I did was I drove for dollars, like for one day for like 8 hours.
You was in it.
Like writing down addresses. Then I went home that night. I was really motivated. I kind of realized I had a tough time figuring out who owned these properties that first night. So the second day, I just said, I'm going to go to the courthouse. I'm going to get the tax delinquency list. But then the tax delinquency list, it was like weird. Like it showed like the amounts of how delinquent they were, but then it only gave like half of the address. It was just weird. You know what I mean?
You don't want that. You want easy. You don't want stress. We want to live in an easy world.
You want easy. So I'm glad I did all that stuff. And it, it's a good learning experience. But yeah, man, then I just kept like watching videos, man, and learning as I'm trying to take action, as I'm trying to figure out how to skip trace these half addresses. Like all of that stuff was like all the learning experience to all get me to where I am now.
And all of that stuff is in that Deal Machine app. Skip tracing, you can get the phone numbers, you can get other addresses so you can mail them, send them those postcards. Oh, wow. I don't even think I have one of those postcards over here near me, but send this cute little postcard with a picture of the house on there. I mean, it works, you know what I mean? And you don't even have to send mail to all of them. Sometimes I just use it as a way to register it because you can actually export that list into a spreadsheet on your computer. So, I mean, the technology's there that makes it so much easier, with that Deal Machine app. It's a good thing.
Wow.
All right, Glennon, anything else you want to tell anybody before we get up out of here and do some more woke stuff?
Man, just take action, massive, imperfect action, because the gold is literally right around the corner, man. And don't get discouraged when you hit a perceived roadblock. That is a point of learning and growth. It's not like a roadblock per se. It's not a stumbling point. It's a barrier to a better you. And trust me, don't believe that crap that people try to tell you that money doesn't buy happiness. That's just what broke people say. You know what I'm saying?
That's a broke saying, huh?
Right. It, like that Jim Carrey movie. I think it was Liar Liar, when he was telling when his son was like, yeah, well, my teacher said beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Yeah, that's just what ugly people say.
Exactly.
Right. So that's what just broke people say, man. You are a better version of yourself with money and being able to help people out and having options and being able to do good by your family and the people that deserve to be done good by, man. So, hey, man, just stick to it. People like Chris, I got all types of gold nuggets just off of his post. Wasn't no videos or nothing. Just his post is what really had brought me to Chris.
That's right.
I've read more than I've actually viewed of him.
That's right. And you got to always keep learning. Keep on learning, because you can't know all this stuff. It's impossible. Yeah. You know, we can just study and study, but you got to, you know, immerse yourself and become obsessed with this thing, because it'll change your life.
It'll change your life quick. I mean, you could be broke today and in 2 weeks have a $10,000 check. Real quick.
All right.
Real quick.
All right. I appreciate you, Glennon. Anybody who wants to follow me, I'm on all social media outlet at Chris Monroe STL. That's Snapchat, that's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's all of them at Chris Monroe STL. And the website is chrismonroestl.com. And we'll be back with another Chris Monroe Show Real Estate Edition. And thanks for everybody that's watching. And hold on one second.
Later.